All right. Hey, everybody. Timo here with Basin and insurance.app. That's insurance with an E. I'm here with Ignacio from Endangered Tokens. Hello, Ignacio. So what we're going to do is this is all leading towards AI agents planting trees eventually, or at least funding tree planting, restoring trees, ecosystems, funding tree planting, whatnot. So that's where we're headed, but we're going to kind of get in the weeds on some technical stuff around ElizaOS, which is the AI framework, agent framework that's open source, ElizaOS from AI 16Z. We're going to kind of jump around with that. And then we're going to use cursor.ai to program some of this stuff. And so Ignacio will share his screen some. I'll share my screen a little bit. We do have some comments going. So if you're on YouTube or LinkedIn, or I think we're on Telegram and Twitter, you can, I think, comment on those different platforms. We'll be able to see them. We'll be able to share them, ask some questions. But we'll just kind of jump around. We're going to look at the character files in ElizaOS. We're also going to look at how to set up wallets and how to use wallets with the character file in ElizaOS using the Citus or insurance protocol, what we're building using token-bound accounts. So we're going to kind of get into the weeds pretty quickly. So with that, Ignacio, why don't you lay out the goals of kind of where you are, of what you were trying to do, and where you're stuck. And like I said, I don't want to dive too much into like the node errors, but maybe we can spend 5-10 minutes like trying to sort it out. But why don't you tell everyone kind of what your goals are, where you got stuck, and then we'll see if we can troubleshoot it.
Sure, I can start from the beginning with endangered tokens and why we need like AI agents, right? Like, well, with endangered tokens, we are looking to tokenize every endangered tree in the world and use technology to return the value that they should have as ecosystemic services within the land. So landowners have more incentive to plant them, have more incentive to take care of them. And we all, as investors, as participants of this new economy, have incentives to register them, to protect them as well, and to invest in them. So that's kind of like what the protocol we're building. And we believe AI agents, it's an amazing technology to help us scale this model. So I'm trying to set up our first AI agent, Treebeard, with Eliza. We did the virtuals already, but we wanted a little bit more, what you say, capabilities of developing on top of it, so we can integrate it with our DApp and everything. So now I want to set up treebeard.ai with also insurance protocol, and have an AI agent that can help us to achieve our mission as a project.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
where I'm at, yeah, I already did the character file for the ElizaOS Treebeard. I cloned the repo on my computer. I have the cursor.ai already set up, and I'm trying to install the node elements, particularly PNPM, so we can run the ElizaOS in my local computer. That would be the stage we are at.
Okay, cool. So just for the audience or people who are watching, I'm on Mac, and Ignacio is on Windows. So there's a little bit, obviously, a difference in how this stuff works with the shell and the terminal and whatnot. It's similar, but it's different. But I would say one of the hardest things about Eliza, or running your own agent, for me was the same thing, getting Node in the Node versions. Eliza is a giant mono repo. So like it's got all these different repos in it, and then they all use different package JSONs and package files. So like kind of getting it installed is kind of the hardest part. If you can get past that, then you can get it running pretty quick, and then you can troubleshoot errors and whatnot.
Right.
And then for us, Ignacio, like when we set up ours, I think the main Eliza right now wants you to use like Node 23.3 or something. But for us to like locally, that was fine. But then to run it on different hosted platforms, we looked at Railway, we looked at Render, we looked at Vercel, and most of those don't support version 23 yet. So we bumped ours down. I think we're at 22 right now, 22.1 or something. I could check that in a minute. But so that's one of the issues, is you kind of have to just play around with like your own local environment and then where you want to potentially host it. Co, for example, in some of the Telegram groups, he's working on a different hosted service, a virtual private server to host agents. And then there's all these new ones popping up, like me.fun, MEEE, or so 2 E's, MEE.fun. And then Fleek is another one, which you can actually deploy an agent on their hosted platform, pay them like $20 a month, but it wouldn't be connected necessarily to everything we're building over here in insurance and in refi. And then Fleek also is offering like a hosted service, which looks pretty cool. It seems to have some decent bandwidth and memory and database stuff, but that's all. It's up to you how you want to run it. So like Treebeard, for example, we could maybe get it running on ours for now, but I think the goal is you want to get it running on your local. So maybe let's start there. Let's why don't you open up Cursor and share your screen, Ignacio, and then let's see if we can just troubleshoot kind of where kind of where the problem is, maybe.
Sure, yeah, and Cursor has a terminal integrated as well, so we can check. I'm actually following instructions here. I can explain what I've been doing, and but it seems that PNPM is installing correctly, at least.
Can you share your screen?
I am sharing. I think you have to kind of like.
Oh, there you go. I have to turn it on. There we go. All right, cool.
Yeah. So as you can see here, you can see the terminal here. So things are being installed. I just run so PNPM install no fronts and log file. Like that's one of the things that it told me to do. I had to uninstall it and then reinstall it and then just like install it this way. And now it's like doing things. So I guess I'm getting somewhere with the PNPM.
Cool. Let's do this. So up in the top right, you see where it says chat and Composer. Are you in the chat right now, or are you in Composer?
Chat. Yeah.
Okay. So go to Composer, top right.
Sure. Okay.
And then so X out. Just don't. I mean, you're not deleting it, but just close. Yeah, close out of that. And then down at the bottom right of that window, it says Normal and it says Agent.
Right.
Click Agent. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So now we're in agent mode. Now, let me just quickly explain that real quick, Ignacio.
Okay.
So chat is more. It's like really good for just quick one-off kind of questions. Okay, I want to troubleshoot something, but chat doesn't keep the context very well. It doesn't, especially in Eliza with a big repo, big mono repo like this. It doesn't like keep track. It overwrites. At least that's one of the things I found with Cursor, is it overwrites basically like your files, and you'll spend a bunch of time troubleshooting, and it won't keep the kind of the conversation history. So I use Composer for a lot. You end up paying more for compute and whatnot with Cursor, and especially fast responses. But to me, it's worth it.
Okay.
You can do slow responses, and it just goes slower. You just have to wait. But what I do is like, I use the agent mode. So you're in Composer, and then you're in agent mode. So what you want to do is let's type in. Let's see. I'm looking at your terminal. So kill the terminal for now. Or is it still installing? It looks like it's still installing.
Oh, yeah, it's still going. I had an idea yesterday of a thing I would like to implement to an AI agent that we would use.
Yeah, go ahead.
That might be cool. So it could be cool to do a plugin to integrate ResearchGate onto your AI agent, so it can become like an research agent, right? Like it can be researching papers, on real time and checking if there are new papers arising in ResearchGate. I think that could be a really great feature for this kind of agents, because like this endangered trees that we are looking to protect, there are a lot of universities doing research on them sometimes, so they could help us, to just be on top of what's happening with these species. So it could have that kind of like option. That could be a cool thing to develop eventually in maybe another session, but yeah, eventually.
Well, I think while that's why we're waiting for that to, it looks like it's still installing there.
Yeah.
With
8%.
ElizaOS, that would be pretty straight. I mean, not super straightforward, but you could do that fairly easily, because what ElizaOS, a lot of people say, well, ElizaOS is like Web3, or ElizaOS is just on Solana, and I don't want to be on Solana, or I don't want to do blockchain. ElizaOS is actually a chain agnostic, Web3,
Yeah.
Web2 agnostic framework. So a lot of things people are doing with ElizaOS don't involve blockchain at all. So that's just
Right.
something to think about. Is you basically could do a web. I saw a new web scraper app this morning. There's a couple web search plugins that they're just okay on ElizaOS, but you could easily set up with a research gate or some kind of subscription. You have to worry about like copyright stuff, but you could actually just set up a repo, right? There's Reality Spirals has a good plugin that's connecting to GitHub, and you basically can convert the GitHub documentation, and there's actually a Git book plugin right now that I haven't played with yet, but that just popped up last week in ElizaOS. So you can basically connect your ElizaOS agent, do a provider to get the Git book documentation, and then your agent can just pull that information in. So I think that's a great idea, and I think we should, like in the next sessions, like play with that stuff to do it. But so it looks like your thing it's still installing.
Still working, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe let's just let it go. But what I would say is, like, if an error pops up, like what you'll do, Ignacio,
it's done.
We could.
I think it's done.
Let's see.
So I should be able to run it, I think. Should try.
So go to your. Okay, so one thing in and maybe this is a problem too, in our repo, so over on the left, you see the blue characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're using a shared, it's actually a sub repo. So it's a private repo that we're using on our end. So what you're gonna wanna do is just create another, I wonder if you wanna folder? Yeah, I wonder if you want to do my characters or something. So my dash characters just in the root level.
I have it here in the other Eliza. I have the original Eliza repo here, so I can have the Trump character or something like that.
But let's try and get Treebeard working, and let's just work in one. Why don't we just work in one of your repos right now?
Yeah. I mean, like. Yeah, it's like I have Treebeard AI folder, and I started doing a Discord agent, but that kind of like stopped. Then I cloned Eliza, and then I cloned Eliza insurance agents. So I'm working in this folder, so you can see here.
Okay, so let's just go into your root of the insurance agents and just make a file or a folder called my dash characters. So it'd be in your.
(1H).
And then move. You can either move your Treebeard character, or maybe just copy your Treebeard character file, your character JSON, over to that one, to that.
There.
Okay, let me just see if I can see it better here. Okay, my character is treebeard.json. Okay, Discord token. I'm just kind of looking at your file setup here. So just for people watching, and Ignacio, just for context, the whole system, like, and maybe you could just show this with people. So close. So over on the left, over there where it says Treebeard AI, hit the little minus sign up at the top. There's a little minus that closes all your folders. So go over to the right one more.
Like that?
Or no, open that up, and then over to the right, there's a little minus sign where the little folders are right there. Okay, so now we can see. Okay, so now open up Eliza Insurance Agents, and then click on Agent. So just so everyone knows, and so we're going to get into the weeds of like Eliza here, but like Agent is kind of the main, that kind of runs everything. That's like, people think you have to run multiple agents there, but Agent is what runs everything and keeps track of all the different agents. But if you click on source, SRC, and you go to index, so basically, so scroll all the way to the top of there. This is like
I was checking this.
This is like core Eliza stuff. Like all the character files run on this agent file, basically, and all the plugins run on this agent file to a certain extent. Like, and so if you scroll all the way to the top there, Ignacio, of that index file, you see all the imports. This is all this TypeScript import where it's importing all the different clients, and you could delete. If you can control all this stuff from your character file, but if like you're never going to use Telegram, then you would just get rid of the import.
Right.
If you want to do the Slack, it's not in here now because I've already removed it from ours. But if you wanted to do like the Slack client or another client, you would just add it here, and then all your agents would have access to it. So like kind of the idea is like this agent directory, like is kind of is not the core. When I say core, because if you go down to packages, Ignacio, on the left there, and open that up, and then scroll down to core, and you can just open that up. So core, I think at one point was a plugin, but now they're just calling it core. All this stuff's getting ready to change in V2, but like core actually runs on top of agent or runs in conjunction with agent. And then also go down to plugin Bootstrap. So just if you're showing everybody, so like these are kind of the core, like the core things that run Eliza. So you got the agent directory, you have the core directory, and you have all these different plugins, and Bootstrap plugin is one of the Eliza kind of main plugins. And then you have all these different clients that, like, if you want to like run your agent, singular, or agents, plural, on Twitter, Telegram, Slack, whatever, then you would run the different clients. You can run it on the website, which is, if you go back up to so packages, client, so Ignacio, go up to packages. You can close core, and then look for so plugin, or scroll up a little bit. I'm not seeing it. Go up to client. Client. So client direct, for example.
Client direct. Okay. Yeah.
So this would be like if you want to plug your chat into your website or do an API. So like the stuff we're talking about doing with Infinite Regen, I don't know where Bold Panther is on this yet, but like if we wanted to run our agents in Infinite Regen, or if Infinite Regen wanted to run their agents over there, like we could actually have a shared direct client. So that's basically an API route that then allows you to do it. And then the client auto above that is like if you wanted to run like a client, a agent that's like trading 24/7, and that's what like it just runs. So it would I think it runs on cron jobs. I haven't actually fired it up yet, but it basically runs 24/7 on whatever you're trying to get it to do. If you're trying to get it to trade, if you're trying to get it to monitor stuff, it's not necessarily interacting with other clients like Discord or Farcaster or whatnot. So the basic things with Eliza are, you have the agent repo that we looked at. You have the packages repo, which has the plugins, the clients, and the adapters in it. And then you have, on top of all that, you have the character files. So now if you go back to Treebeard character, Jason, so just you have it open in your tabs there. all these different things in the JSON are basically flags, or can be used throughout the app, or the ElizaOS. Like that can, ElizaOS basically pulls that stuff. So like if you click in the Treebeard file, Ignacio, like, and just show everyone bio, like just highlight bio there, for example. Yeah, so right up there, like
Yeah.
Yep. So bio, for example, is like a flag in the ElizaOS. So it dynamically pulls that stuff in. Some of the stuff is at runtime and some of it's static, and depends on kind of how you're using it. But like war is another key one, and knowledge is another one.
Yeah.
And then and if you go down, like message examples, it kind of tells all the different clients how to respond. And this is where you kind of define the style of all the characters. So like a lot of people think you have to like duplicate that agent directory, but all you have to do is have a character folder set up with all the different characters, and then you run the characters basically.
Right.
So we could so on your terminal down there, Ignacio, did you?
Yeah.
You did the install
of PNPM. Yeah, it's the first time I don't get an error from it, so I guess I'm moving forward.
Okay. So you did install, or you did the whole build too?
I think the whole build of the package. I think. I don't know. Like.
Okay. Yeah. So install. So type in. Let's just try. Just go down to the bottom and see. Do npm build.
Like this.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. You should be able to do npm build. Yeah. Sometimes you might have to do run build, but what does it say?
It's doing things.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
It's building. It looks like it's building. Let's see if we get any errors. And Ignacio, why that's doing it, you see the little arrow over at the, so you got problems, output, debug, and then go all the way to the right of that same window, that bottom bar, and there's a little tiny like up arrow.
Here? Oh, no, he'll put.
Keep going.
Where?
Keep going all the way to the right over where it says PowerShell. So back down.
Oh, here?
Yeah, right. And that little up arrow, hit the arrow above it. The little, there's a little like by the X button, hit the little arrow. Yeah, hit that. Yep. It should.
It's not.
Yeah, if you click that, that should open everything up. It's okay. That just what that does is it basically in cursor it shows you. It should pop that bar up all the way so you can like see. Dude, you're installed
like this.
So you're
I guess
you're installed. Okay, so now let's type in. So type in, maybe I'll drop it in the chat. I'll try and watch you do it. Do npm start, and then hyphen.
Hyphen. What's the hyphen exactly?
It's like the dash, like the little.
Like this one?
Or no, the little like minus sign. 2 minuses. Yep, there you go.
Okay.
And then now. And then characters. So no spaces. Characters equals.
Treebeard, right?
I can't see. Is it? Well, hold on. Is that the equal sign? I can't see it.
Yeah. Characters
equals, and then quote, open quote, and then you're going to type in. You're going to do my dash characters.
Okay, my characters.
And then whatever the Treebeard, slash Treebeard, and then you just have to make sure it's spelled right. And you could have copied relative path like that. It's a little harder in terminal,
right.
But so try. Right. I can't fully see that because of the screen, but try and run.
I could have done this, right? Like
you could. Yep.
Like
this. Just try and run that right now. Just see if that runs. Hit
sure.
return. unsupported engine. Okay, so now this is a good chance for cursor. I think we have a node aversion error. So
Right.
Recursive ppn. So if you click with two fingers. Oh wait, no, it's actually doing it. Let's
failed.
Okay, so you see where it says add compo, or just hold on a second, just unselect that.
Okay.
And then now click on it. See where it says add to composer over on the left, or so back down in the terminal.
Oh, right. Add to composer.
Yeah, click add to composer, and now type, say what's the problem here.
I'm gonna put what's the problem and how do I solve it. Just added also the question. There shows that the project is failing to start because it cannot clone a required Git submodule. Specifically, it's trying to clone a character repository from Eliza character.
Trying to get our Git.
Right.
Tell it you want to use so copy the relative path of the my hyphen characters, and then tell it in the just all the way down the bottom. Say for this character, I want it to use local, and then say just paste it in and say I want it to use this local.
But look, so understand the problem now. There's two issues. The project is trying to use a Git, but it's still running. So it says you're trying to use a character. He understood correctly, like before.
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Here's the fixes. Since you already have your character file in my character subdirectory, you don't need submodule. Let's remove it. So it says I should remove it from.
That'd be fine. Yeah, because that's our submodule. So just hit run command if you trust it. Yeah, that looks fine.
But it's still generating, so I can't.
It will say cursor will say generating until you hit run.
Oh, really?
Yep. And when it's a command, it's doing a command for you. So you hit run command. Yep, click that.
But I'm clicking and it doesn't do anything, and I can't do anything.
I wonder why.
Not here, but I can do things here, but I can't. It's maybe because I have the free version. We need to wait.
You should be able to click that. What you could do is you can just copy that CD Eliza, just copy that command. So highlight all that.
It doesn't allow me to do it.
Oh, it doesn't. I wonder what.
No.
You might need to restart.
But
yeah, you might need a paid version of cursor or restart it.
Yeah. Because here I can do things, but the composer is kind of stuck. It might be the version, I guess. I don't know.
I wonder if you should. How about I want to do this? Close your two terminals.
Like that?
But so that actually just closed the window. Hit Command J or Control J on Windows, I think.
Here, terminals, nice.
And then there should be a delete button.
Yeah,
why it's not showing. Yeah, there you go.
And then this one.
Oh yeah, and then delete button. Yep, exactly. Okay. So now I wonder if you should just restart cursor.
I'm gonna save everything just to. It's okay. It's all saved. Okay, so I just close it and open it again.
Yep. Just open it again.
Yeah.
So for people watching or people recording or whatnot, we're getting into the weeds of troubleshooting cursor or Eliza with cursor. And there's some variables here. I'm on Mac, Ignacio's on Windows. I'm using a paid version of cursor, which may or may not be the issue Ignacio's facing, but he'll fire that back up here in a second, and we'll see kind of what's happening. And then we'll just see see if we can get it going. You should be able to click on that run command. And there's a couple other little tricks I'll show you on cursor up at the top right once you get it back open. Like,
It's kind of weird. I already opened it. I'm sharing it already, and I'm still kind of like I can't copy this. Feels like I don't know, weird. I can it's weird. Like I can copy some things, but I just until there, like it doesn't allow me to go farther. And
yeah, that's weird.
if I click here, like it doesn't even unselect.
So that happened to me a few weeks ago, and I can't remember how. I just like, you have a lot of tabs open, like in cursor. I wonder if you should close a bunch of those tabs.
Sure.
And then something else I noticed too, because it looks like you have a bunch of different repos open on the left, like you have a Eliza main. What I try and do is only operate in the one. So if you go up to file up at the top left.
Yeah, I think I have to open the folder here. It should. There you go.
And then just
like that, right?
Just make sure that's the only kind of repo you have open.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
But now I don't know what happened with the
so
chat.
that's what I'll show you. So just hang tight. Don't click anything. Go to the top right where you see the little white, all the way to the top right. So click that. That's your file bucket. So click that back on, and then now the other one. Click the next one. That's your chat. There you go.
Nice. And that's the terminal. All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Exactly.
Nice.
And so now you're in a fresh composer. You should be able to see history of composer too. Do you see that up in the top right where it says next to bug finder? There's a little it's a new composer. Yeah, so you're in a fresh composer, it looks like.
Yeah.
So what you could do.
Let's try again. Let's run it again.
Yeah, try again. So open up terminal. Yep.
And I build PNP build.
npm build. Let's check. Start -- character equals.
Oh, it's already built. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you built. Yeah. So you already built. You're in the right directory.
Start.
Yep.
Equals. No.
Hyphen.
Start
characters.
But what? It's a space and then hyphen.
Yeah, space.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
And then characters equals.
Or it's actually character singular.
Oh, maybe that's the error. I think what about here? So I copy relative path. Oh no, but here, copy relative path, and I paste it, right?
Yep, I think that looks right. It's a little small on my screen, so I can't really see it. But yeah, try and run it. So I think I know what's happening. It's ours is set to run off a sub module. So we might need to tell Eliza, go over to your composer on the right while that's doing its thing. Yeah, see, it's trying to clone my sub module. So go to composer up on the top right.
Yeah.
And now, so you got that. So you still have the relative path. Say I want to run this local, and then paste in the character or whatever that relative path was. Yep, and say not run from the sub module. And then what you could do is so just leave that text there. Now go back down to your terminal.
Yeah.
And then just click in your terminal, and then it should say add to composer. So if you click on terminal, so just if you click double click in there. Yeah, there you go, add to composer. Yep, exactly. All right, and now hit return.
Should I put agent or normal?
Nope, just run. Agent. Yeah, you want agent.
Okay.
Yeah,
agent, and then submit.
And hit submit. Yep. You should just hit submit. We're using a subnet error occurs because the script is trying to clone non-recursive repository.
Oh, so it's already writing within it?
So that's what's awesome on the agent mode.
Agent.
Like it's literally right, it's writing for you. And then the biggest thing I found, Ignacio, with this stuff, with Cursor, is you just have to get really good at reading the code. You don't have to write really any code.
Right.
You just so what you'll do is you'll just review that. Like it's hard for me to see it, but
so I guess
that looks right.
It edited the name, Eliza. It edited here, start, right? That's what I understand. The PNPM filter, start this route.
Yep. And so what I would do, let me look at the bottom of your thing here. Now you should be able to run local character. All right. So what you'll do is click accept just down there. You can either click it in the middle of you can click it there, or up in the middle, you see where the changes are made. So go up in your file.
Like this.
I'd be careful using that, because that, like, I found that has errors. Like you can use it, but what I would do is go to your middle pane and you see the changes, right? And then you see, so middle pane in the middle above your terminal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you see your changes up in the file where it shows the red lines.
Oh, accept all the changes. That.
Well, so hold on one second. So what you want to do is scroll through that file and just look at all the changes. Just make this a habit. Anytime in Eliza, you got to look at every single change, because Eliza will like wipe out the whole file. Like you just
right.
So to me that looks right. So I would just click accept.
But so these are the only changes, the start part?
Yep, exactly. It's
script?
reading the red and adding the green. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, nice. Got it.
All right, cool.
Should I try again?
Now try it. Let's do one more thing. So go over to the left. You see where it says notepads in your left bar? Down all the way down the bottom. So left bar all the way down. Keep going.
Notepads.
See notepad, and then create new notepad. And what you're going to do is just type in commands. Just as a header, commands, and then type in that command.
Right.
So PNPM.
Yeah. Start / here. Hyphens character.
So lower. I don't know if case matters, but I would do lowercase.
All right.
Equal. Yeah. Character
equals.
Yeah. Yeah. My characters. That looks right. And then so go back down to the notepad where there's a little pin. So on the bottom left, there's a little pin there. Right. Click on the pin.
This one.
Yeah. Click that. Yeah. Rename it. And then you got to name it. In Notepad, I find exactly. And then hit return. Okay. So now what you can do is you can always pull that up and just copy. So just copy that command into your terminal.
Yeah, so I have it there to use it.
Exactly. You don't have to type it. Yep.
I like that. Still some warnings regarding node version, but load it.
Looks like oh, you're close. It was close. It started. It was close. See, all that blue stuff. All that blue stuff is So real quick here, see if you can click that up arrow. If you go up where it says PowerShell, over to the right next to the X. Yeah, see if you can, there you go. So see how that opens up the whole terminal?
Right, the whole terminal. Got it.
And so now what I would do is a composer, you're still on the same thread. Like it knows what we've been trying to do. Like if we were going to try and do something different, I would open up a fresh composer, but like we're still trying to do the same thing. So what I would do now is double click in the terminal on the left there. And then click until that add to composer.
All right.
Or you could do, there you go. Yep.
Got it.
Add a composer. And now say what's wrong. And you don't have to type anything else, just like real basic, like what's wrong, or what,
What?
like how do I fix this? Like
I don't know what happened here.
tree beard file not found in expected location. I wonder if it's making you go back to character because you got rid of our submodule. Or I guess we never got rid of our submodule actually. That should be better towards slashes. Oh, your command needs forward slashes. It looks like your command might have been typed wrong.
Okay.
Go back to your notepad or copy that. Copy the cursor, and then now paste that into your notepad. Yeah, copy that and then paste that into your notepad, and just see what the difference is. Yeah, so the slashes. So delete the top one.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's a front slash, not a backslash.
Yeah, so just delete that, and now try again. Yep.
Things. Typical debugging. Got it. Try again. So it started, but then the actual. Oh no, it's again.
See, I think it still might be trying to use our submodule because we never deleted that directory. So we might need to do is go over to your left panel real quick before we look at that error message. And do you still see our characters, the blue?
The characters, this one?
So that's, yeah. So actually, yeah. So do that drop down. Yep,
nothing
that's
there.
empty. Okay, so now, yeah, so move, what it did is it disconnected our submodule. So move Treebeard into that one. So go my character, yeah, just move Treebeard into characters. Yep, good. And now go back to your command. Yep, and now just, let's see, characters. Yep.
Like that, right?
Character. Let's see. Yeah, let me just look at it real quick. npm start.
Oh, but now it's again like with this slash because I copied the relative path.
I wonder, is that a Windows thing?
I guess.
That's weird. When I copy relative path, my Mac, the slashes are always going the right way. Yeah, so maybe try it both ways. I'm wondering if that's a Windows thing.
Yeah, but because I copied, I can it's the relative path that the computer is giving me. Oh, let's try again. Blue things. That's a good thing.
So yeah, blue is good. Blue and purple is good.
Yeah.
So just I know what's happening. Okay, go back to your character file. Go to Treebeard, and where it says, go up to the top. I'm just going to ask you a couple things. Do you have your OpenAI key in your .in file?
I don't know. I should check it, but I should stop sharing if I do.
Yeah, so maybe we'll stop there for now because I think you're pretty close. I think this is going to get into like how we set up the character file,
yeah.
And I think we could talk about that in a second. Let's see, plugins. Yeah, you don't need to have a plugin enabled right now. Settings. You don't need to have Discord. Oh, you know what? Oh, I know what you have. You see your clients.
Where? Here?
No. Up there where it says name Treebeard, and up it says clients.
Oh yeah, this is...
yeah. Do is it just client? I gotta remember.
Like nothing, maybe.
I think it's just client. Let's see, direct. Let's not direct.
Like
it's
this?
Telegram, Farcaster. I'm trying to remember how you actually just run. I don't ever run just the client because we're running Telegram. Do you have a bot key, a Telegram bot key yet?
I have.
Oh, you do have one?
Yeah, but I don't know if
so,
I don't know if I put it on my ENV yet, but I have one for the Treebeard.
Okay, so maybe I have an idea. Go up to clients and just type Telegram where it says client.
Okay.
And then you could turn off screen sharing if you want and just check make sure your Telegram token is in your .m. Yep, there you go.
Okay, let me check. Yeah.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to see if there's any comments here from people. Let's see. There are 54 people watching somewhere.
Well, pretty cool.
Yeah. So, but people could, let's see.
Oh yeah.
Drop your comments if people want to. Let's see. Drop comments in chat. Drop. While you're doing that, see if it's set up in your environment variable. Oh, do you have your thing back on your screen?
Oh, did I?
Did you find your, or do you have your .m? Did you check your Telegram token?
I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm going to bot father, so I get my API for Telegram. And now
I know what I'll do real quick. While you're doing that, I'm going to I'll just share my thing real quick here. Entire screen.
Yeah, I got the Telegram token. I got it.
Oh, you got it in there? Okay. So I'll just turn mine off then. So turn yours back on.
Okay.
All right, cool.
One more time.
Yeah, so let's just look at your whole character. Go back to Treebeard character file real quick, and let's just look at it. And I'm gonna see. It's a clients, Telegram, and do you have an OpenAI key in your .m also?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's try and run it again and see if that was the problem. It looks like because it said the error just said error parsing. We could have used cursor to do this, but it looks like that's the issue. Like, you had endangered tokens as your
client.
Yep. So blue is good. Okay, let's see. Treebeard database connection not configured.
Oh yeah.
I know what's happening too because we're using Postgres. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that on our repository.
But okay, so yeah, I was using Redis. I have my Redis URL set up. I guess Redis should be enough, but I don't know. Like maybe, are you paying for that database or is it free?
Postgres, I'm using Postgres and we are paying for it. Yep, on our server. Yep, and we're using the adapter. I know what's happening here, Ignacio. That just for reference, for everyone watching, referencing our repo, which Ignacio is working off right now, is set up for like our setup. It's customized for like our private submodule, which our character files have private API keys. God forbid we're passing some EOA, MetaMask, Ethereum wallet keys in there. So we're protecting a lot of that information because we don't want to manage all that stuff in one giant environment variable file. So we have a private submodule or sub repo on GitHub. And then our repo is also set up using our Postgres. So I have an idea. Go open up your, just so we can get Treebeard working for you. Open up your, so keep Eliza Insurance Agents open, but remember how you had the main Eliza one open?
Yeah.
See if you can open that one. Close the process though. Close the terminal down there, just to make sure we're not. Yeah, delete it. Yep, exactly. So see if you can get both repos open at the same time, and then what we're going to do is you're going to copy your Treebeard character into. So you might need to move your .im files too.
No, I have. I need to set it. But okay, so yeah, I have Treebeard also in the Eliza repo, like the original one.
So the only thing is at the top, it's going to be different from the one you had in.
So here,
I'm saying, yeah,
Telegram.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then just make sure you're
maybe Discord. Can I put?
I would just run one at a time. For now, I would just run it one at a time because these clients all run separately anyways. So when you're testing, just run one, because then you can kind of, if not, throw in a bunch of other errors.
Of course, yeah. Let's start with one. I need to configure and the env. Let me like 1 second. Okay.
And so while he's doing that, like if he runs just Eliza on its own in that character file, it's not actually going to have a wallet. Like Treebeard as a character is just going to be a character that chats. Whereas if Ignacio gets Treebeard working on a fork of our Eliza, the insurance agent, then you could actually plug in your wallet address, your Treebeard. So like I'm sharing it here on the screen, like this Treebeard wallet address would actually be able to be plugged in, and then Treebeard as a character has an on-chain identity. So it has its character file, but then it also has its own wallet, which this is a cross-chain EVM wallet. And then this name right here is an on-chain name. And you can verify any of this stuff on our website, insurance.app, and you click on the footer, and it will show you all the on-chain information. Shows you the token ID, shows you the contract, shows you the what the namespace is. And then if you wanted to, you could actually go up to like here, and you can read the contract, and we could do name. So that's the namespace. Let's see, TLD. Let me find it here. Owner.
I guess I need to install pnpm again on this folder, in this repo, right?
That's probably
yeah,
let me go back to, let me share your screen here. Are you sharing your screen?
Let me, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Install pnpm. What it was, I forgot the command, but I guess it was like that.
Oh yeah, so you should still be able to go. I guess the notepad might change when you're in a different repo in Cursor. That's why in Cursor I tend to just work in one.
Oh right.
Because I try not to have multiple different repos or directories open at once. I try and just stay in one. And then if you hit File, you could actually hit File, New Window up at the top, and then you could open up.
Oh right.
You could have Eliza main in one window, and then you could have Eliza Insurance in another window, and then you
Right.
can work in both at the same time. That, to me, that's easier. Cursor, then that way cursor stays focused on, like, it knows where you're
One
working.
repo. Yeah. No, this is error. Let me ask this guy. Oh, but now it's still kind of like stuck in that repo. Remember, like it's still. How should I just delete it? But then I come back, maybe go to chat.
I think what I'd like to do, Ignacio, let's stop there for a minute.
Sure.
Because we got pretty far. I think a couple things, like, let's see here. So I think a couple things. You have two different repos, right? You have the Eliza main repo, which is theirs, right, the upstream, and you have ours, which is customized for insurance agents, which is based on upstream. It links back to their upstream version 1.7, almost 1.8 right now. I think what you'll eventually want to do, like if I share my screen here,
sure.
Like if I go back here, and like, if you want to use treebeard.ai, which has a wallet address here, you're going to want to use our repo in our character file format. So like I can get to that in a minute, but like we have different fields for this address. Is, this is an on-chain name.
Yeah.
And that's going to be defined in the character file. And then this is obviously an Ethereum address, which is, we define that as agent account in our character files. So basically all you're going to do is take that Treebeard character file and you're just going to expand on it. You're going to add our specific fields, and then you'll still be able to run it locally on your machine. You're just going to use our character file format, and it's going to make sure these fields are populated. So we could do that in a different like setting or different call. But the same thing, like if you wanted to just, I guess, run it locally just to test it, you could go back to the Eliza main and just kind of get it running if you wanted to. But like what I would try and do, honestly, because we're also working with .ints. So if we go here and we go to your .ints domain, which I don't know why there's none show. I just changed the freaking API route this morning. They're not showing. Let's see.
Because you already created redwood.ants, right?
I did, yeah. It's just not showing on the app. If we go here, inventory, it's like it's it's right there. It's showing, but like it's not showing on our app. I changed our API route this morning and I haven't fixed it yet. That's weird. It's not showing there. Like if I go back here. Yeah, see how they're all showing here. So I don't know why your .ints aren't showing. Let's see, .ints. Oh yeah, there you go. It's showing now. So if we go redwood.ints and we put some insure in there for you, right? And then so that's your on-chain name. So what I would recommend is try and get our repo going, the insurance agents, because treebeard.ai could then run in it. Redwood.ints could run in it. Any of the .ints that you click up here, any of your .ints accounts or agents will be able to run in our repo, and you can run it locally. We could eventually, you could copy. You could say, Timo, like I want to run Redwoods over on your server. So what we would do is then put your redwood.ints character file in our private submodule, and then we put your API keys or our API keys. That's why we keep that submodule private, because then it's protected. But the functionality here, like the currency and whatnot, like the agent will be able to control this balance. So that's where we're headed. It's like the agent, the plugin we're building, and actually V2 Eliza is going to be able to handle a lot of this stuff right out of the box. Like they're creating what's called a new inventory module. So basically any wallet you can add to an agent, and that's an inventory, and everything in that wallet is an inventory. So like right here, like you don't have any other assets in Redwood's ints right now, but if like you wanted to look at your assets in Optimism, right, you'd have your other inventory here.
Right.
And the agent, what we're designing is the agent, right? This would be the agent.
Yeah.
So if we go here, we go Beaver. That's the example we've been using. If we go beaver.basin, like this is an agent
Right.
that we're going to use the direct module, and we're going to add a chat functionality here, and you'll be able to come to this URL and just chat with Beaver, and you'll be able to do the same thing with Redwood. There'll be a little chat tab, and you'll be able to chat with it, and you'll be able to say, I have a wetlands project. Can you help me with it, or will you fund it? And then Beaver will be able to make the decision if Beaver wants to fund it or not. And the agent itself controls the currency, controls these tokens in its wallet. So that's where this stuff is headed. And then you would have the same functionality. So if we go back to .ints, so if we converted this to an agent, the agent would have, like I could type in here, I have a redwood tree that I want to plant. And it could go back and forth with me about like, should I give Timo, $10 or $100 or whatever. Ideally, this is going to be more money, right? $1,000
Right.
to help him plant the redwood tree. And this could be your community members. So like this is the example like we were talking about here of like naming.
Yeah.
You can see that.
With yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like we have like the species like agent as like kind of like the mother, and then we can have like each like individual tree with its georeference in H3 hex as like the son are of the age of the original agent, kind of like that, right?
So that would be up to you. Like, so I did some playing with it here. Like, so let's say this is the parent, right? That's in its own account. So if we went here, let's just copy that for now. And then, so like that's an on-chain name. Like, so like this right here is an on-chain name, right? In our protocol, redwood.ints, there's only one of them. And this is right Ethereum address that works on Celo, Polygon, mainnet, Base, whatever. It's all the same address. So those two are always tied together. And then if you wanted to, like let's say, I came to you and said, I want to put some money, I want to support the big tree in the park. That's just a generic example. Like, so that's what I got earlier. I got the latitude and longitude. And so you could put like, you could do like this, like it gets harder. It's like not gonna track right in terms of location. If you did .ints, like, like that's not going to be a very good, like, what location. You can't like run a script on that really very well. It's not going to it's just not going to like compute. Whereas if you use the H3 hex, right. So what I did is I went over here to the hex library. I typed in the latitude and longitude, converted it to this hex, and then it outputted the hex. And so what you could do, you had asked about nesting these. Like we could, you could put this account right inside this one, you could say nest, like, this is just an example, but like that could be nested in, like this account could be the owner of that account or that agent. But I was thinking just for functionality purposes, you use the keyword, like we know it's a redwood tree. We know that's the location of the tree. Yeah. And then you could keyword search. So you could just go back here and you go back to all, and you could just type in this showing every account in our entire insurance protocol, every single insurance agent, but you could type in Redwood. Oh. See, that's I messed that up. I just killed my app here. See, Redwood. Okay, so you could use the keyword search, right? To in any Redwood, like this one would come up, and then you would just know it's a Redwood, it's related to this account. I mean, you could put this one right in it. Like you actually could, you could go back here and like it would show up. You and I talked about that this last week. It would show up here.
Yeah.
Like Redwoods would then own that. And then, and this one's going to also have its own Ethereum address also. Like this one is going to be,
right.
Like it's 0x1234, ABC, whatever. Like, so like that would be up to you how you want to do it. Like, and you could do this. I was thinking just from you, like, same thing we talked about last week is you could do however you want to spell it. QOA.
Yeah. The scientific name is with a K and the normal name with a Q. But yeah. Yeah.
And then you could do the hex, like the 15-digit hex.
Right.
And then you could easily run a script, that knows that like, oops, let's just say 1, 2, 3, like, you could run a script that then checks your contract, so it would just actually go back here to inventory. This is all on chain, right? So like contract, gotta go to the token contract, inventory. So you could just run a script, right? That would use the ABI of all these tokens. That would then, it basically is getting that on-chain name from the ABI. So like you can go contract address, contract, and just go all the way down to the ABI down here at the bottom. Like, so you could just copy this whole ABI and you could write a script that would run against, I want to search every single account that starts with Redwood dash, right? And then go Redwood and just run your script to be a wildcard or something, or make it know that that's a location. And then you could create a map like pretty easily of like all the different trees. If you, and if you didn't want to do the exact location of the tree, you could go like, you could just make this shorter. So you make this string in H3 shorter, so if we wanted to just change, we don't want it to be exact. We want to like hide the location. And then it adds these Fs. So you can't drill in, right? If we change this to FFF, it would change the latitude and longitude to a more generalized location.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like you could, this is up to you, however you want to do it. But like if you wanted to like, like shelter the location of a tree,
right,
you would do that. And so we know the region, right? We know the Redwood is in this general vicinity.
Yeah.
But like, we're not just like this right here, if we convert that to, if we use this and go back to like, like it's like literally showing us the, like it's showing us the freaking like location.
The exact location of the tree. Right.
Yeah. Whereas if you did, go back to H3 and we do the FFF, let's just try it.
Yeah. We have been thinking about the exact location or not, like we want to take care of the location, but at the same time, we want people to be able to give proof of life. So if you are nearby, but it's not giving you the exact location, so you don't know if it's nearby or something like that. Or if you want to go and do proof of life to a forest, to a grove, but there's no exact locations, then it's counterintuitive to the job we're trying to do, like the registration and proof of living of these beings. So we were thinking maybe the exact location gets reserved to only people that have like staked our assets or this kind of stuff. So it's people that has something to lose as well. So and you know that they are in that location. They did a proof of life of those specimens. So it's like they get involved, like not only economically but also in georeferentiation data as well. So I think that would be a good idea to only disclose exact locations to kind of like participants of the ecosystem that have stake in the game, you know?
Right.
So that's kind of like what we will build probably. So anyone who holds an NFT of ours or have staked a certain amount of roots or whatever, or the token we will have, whatever, will be able to see the exact locations of the tree and make proof of life within the app, right? That's kind of what we think.
So like, and just for food for thought, and you picked up on this, or we talked about like last week, is like that wallet, right? Redwoods hyphen location, whatever. You can put any ERC20 in it, so any token.
Yeah.
And that includes Aave tokens or compound tokens, where you basically can then get that asset, that tree, right? And Redwood's parent can then start building funds. It can borrow, it can lend, it can do any DeFi stuff on any of those EVM chains. And then it also, in the assets tab, it holds any ERC 721 or any 1155. So that could be like, if Basin and Endangered Tokens do a collab, right? We do an NFT collection, could be 1155, could be 721, doesn't matter. And then we distribute that however we want. People buy them, whatever. And it shows up in those wallets. That's one way to do it. Or Endangered Tokens can go do another 721 collection, or you can do an 1155 collection. And those and then those can also be DMRV, like MRV, like ecological data. Like some people are working on like streaming MRV data back up to an NFT. Like if you go to like Uniswap tokens aren't quite, the liquidity pool tokens aren't quite dynamic, but what's a good example is Sablier. Is they have like their streams, like when you do like if I were to say, okay, I'm going to send Ignacio 1,000 insure tokens over a month, it sets up a stream, and their token, their little on the screen, like shows the balance. It shows the ticker. It shows like, oh, it's streaming this much over a month, and it's reducing balance, and it shows an hourglass. It's actually the hourglass changes on the NFT, and so you actually could do this with like weather or like tree growth. Like you could you could go measure the tree and then update. You could have a dynamic NFT
right
in that tree's wallet, right, that like is linked. So it provides a lot of extensibility, a lot of like flexibility
to build. Yeah
exactly. Yep.
Like the wallet can have information, and you can build other tokens, other contracts that are within the wallet that give information about that wallet, that it's actually a tree. So it's all like on-chain and kind of like easy to do, I guess, and to track. I think it has a lot of interesting applications. Like I'm very interested about how can we start building with this. On top of what we're building as well. So we have the right time, because we still have things to build ourselves for adapt, but we can integrate this in this moment. So I think we're in the right time.
Cool. Well, why don't we, that was a lot, right? I think like in terms of like Node and Eliza, and like, I mean, I guess one other thing I just could show you, and I sent you the Google Doc just real quick, is the Google Docs is not the best way, right, to share JSON files, but like for example, like this is our
Beaver
current
Basin
rendition of how Beaver is behind the scenes. So I removed his Telegram token for now, just because we're sharing it. but like we're using a UUID here. It's the whole string. It's that long string, and we assign random UUID, and then Eliza picks up on that. That's how it actually logs it in the database.
What do you mean by UUID?
So that's a uniform identification number or something. It's almost like a wallet address. I wish actually Eliza, and I'm gonna suggest it. I actually wish that they would actually just like allow this. Like if we wanted to be, and we could probably customize ours, but if we wanted our UUID to be beaver.basin, like we know that's an on-chain unique name. So like, that would be, or like, I don't know why they just don't like, like instead of using, I know why, because it's like UUIDs are like used across like, Apple App Store and iOS and Web 2, like, they're just, but like, we know that address right down here is the UUID. Like you can go over here and go UUID, like generator. Like, so it just, see, it generates one, so you go back here. So this is how Eliza is doing it now, is it's using this unique code, and this is unique basically within your database. If like I had this in my database, they're gonna collide, right? They're gonna be duplicates. But like Eliza's expecting a UUID here. Is that they're expecting that kind of format? Like
I should put that in my character as well.
Like you can't comment on a JSON, but like you can do like, yeah, you'll want to go to like version 4, like UUID generator, and get a version 4, and just do like a 1, and then just get a random one. So if like we were here, like I guess I'm on the commenting one, let's see here. But like if I go here, I just paste it in, right? And then like I would do treebeard. If you're assuming you're using our fork, right, and you do treebeard.ai, and you get rid of this because Jason doesn't really like comments very much. And then your clients, right, the same thing we did earlier. Like you could do Discord, you just change that out, and then on the fly, like you could restart your character, and you could do like, open AI. Like you could just do whatever you want, like for whatever LLM you have set up in your .in. And then all we're doing here is so this is just so everyone watching, this is just a standard character file, like Eliza character file. Secrets is just a normal, it's part of their protocol or part of the operating system. And you pass these, if I were to put the token bound private key here, right, then that would take precedence over what's ever in the .in variable file, like in our file system or on our server. Privy stuff is our server wallets we're working on, that where the agent will be able to be controlled by the server wallet. The LLM will actually, so like Anthropic will control treebeard.ai, and as long as it has this secret and this auth key, it can execute transactions for itself, because it's working within the parameters. And then this is all the setup stuff is for our plugin for insurance agents. We're actually going to change this is going to be insurance, because we're dropping the on-chain agent thing. So like this will be passed through Eliza.
You're dropping the on-chain agents, kind of like.
So we're just renaming it. We're just going to double down on what we're building. We're building insurance agents, and there's tons of people trying to build generic on-chain AI agents like Fleek and me and virtual virtuals, like, dude, you name it. There's like, Polygon has one now, like Binance has a new, like, I mean, that's really what Eliza is like, deploy an agent, deploy your whatever agent. But ours are meant to do like a very specific thing, right? Like like ours are meant to ensure the stocks and flows of natural capital, right? And 14 ecosystems and 19 ecosystem services. And so what we're building is like, like if you look here, like I don't have all the pictures filled out yet, but like, 19 ecosystem services, these will all have basically funding. So it's the same thing. Like it will have currency, it'll have assets, and then all the ecosystems will have their own accounts also, like boreal forests. Same thing like with redwood, right? That you're doing it in your way. We're doing it in our way. And any public accounts you like fund, right? It helps fund insurance. So like part of the funds comes into these insurance pools. And so like we're getting rid of that. Going back to the example, we're getting rid of that on-chain agents, and we're like, so like on-chain agent, we're just going to change this to, you won't have to worry about this. This will just be updated if you just pull our upstream repo, that will be the insurance. And then the other thing, Ignacio, like any NFT could actually use this same protocol. That's what's kind of crazy about like what we're using here with the token bound in the 6551 is like you could enter, chain ID 1, right, for mainnet or whatever. You could Optimism or Polygon, and then you enter the NFT contract here, enter the token ID, and then like if you're just entering, Bored Ape or something, you would just put this as null because it doesn't have a on-chain name. On-chain name is only for our protocol.
Yeah.
And then you can manually enter the token bound address, or you can use tokenbound.org app to get it. And then expected owner is like some error handling. This is the owner of, so if you have like, so I'm expecting beaver.basin account or agent to be in this wallet, and it's like an error checking mechanism. And then down here, like it'd be the same thing. Like I know offhand this is an EOA, so I defined it as EOA. But what we'll do here is it's got server wallet, and you can actually it will check our app will be able to check like this wallet is either an EOA or a server wallet, and then it executes the commands differently. Like if redwood.ints agrees to send Timo 10 insure, right, or send Ignacio 10 ETH, right, like the EOA would just execute that. Like that's a little freaking crazy, like because you have your private key and there's really no threshold, there's no policies really. Like the EOA can just go crazy, so there's some risk there, but it's good for testing. Where the server wallet, we're going to be able to set up policies where the agent will only be able to send a certain amount of insure a day. It will only be able to send Ignacio 2 transactions a day. Like we're going to still figure out like the policy thresholds.
More secure.
Yeah, exactly. So it's operated by the server wallet. It passes this authorization key, and then just real quick, like you'll be able to add, like you could do location, like, and you could actually say like, Punta Mita, Mexico. Like you could, like you'll be actually just in natural language type in like the location, like a beaver.basin. Like that's not a good example, right? Because beavers aren't really in Punta Mita, but like if you could go like Vancouver, Vancouver, whatever. Or we're going to be able to add like a GeoJSON reference. Like you'll actually be able to add like an actual like path name to a file or to an IPFS hash. And so like it's tied to place, and then impact, like you could do Treebeard, like if the name of the on-chain name or whatever. Like we're mixing concerns here because we're just doing an example, but like you could say what's its impact, like what's it supposed to do. You type it in here. Reputation, like what do you want it to be? What does it aspire to? And like that's a joke, right? Most well-known beaver of all time. And then purpose is actually going to be really key to what we're doing with the server wallets. Is like any transaction that Beaver would send has to align with these things.
Right.
So like purpose might end up getting more detailed of like only invest in beaver habitat ecosystem services in Colorado. Like you can,
right.
You know, if Beaver Basin was only in Colorado, like, so you could actually, and then the transaction, the server wallet won't let the transaction get sent if it doesn't match, because it's using like the agent. Remember the agent in Eliza? Like it's using that stuff. And then here's all the normal stuff we looked at earlier, right? Like bio, lore, knowledge.
Right.
So that's all just your standard character file. And then this is how we're like, you know, tweaking the style of like, you know, trying to get it to respond differently and have different characteristics, you know? So I'll stop there. That's a lot for today, but like,
it was awesome. Thank you. I've learned a lot, and I think what you're building, like adding this new traits to the character file, so it can have a better decision making in the transactions automatically. That's pretty dope. So you think Eliza 2.0 will have this kind of like integrated?
It's cool because Eliza. That's the beautiful thing about it is like it's extensible, right? And it's modular, it's composable. They're going to make it more like off the shelf, like, so they've changed their, at least this is what I'm reading from behind the scenes, is like ElizaOS, like plural.com, I think is what it is going to be like their virtuals, like deploy here, click deploy, pay us some money to like have an agent. Or if you're like us, you fork and you customize everything. It's, from what I'm hearing behind the scenes, like it's going to have like as much customization, even more than like this version right now, to do even more than what we want to, like, and you just run it on your own, and you know, we push the good stuff back upstream, and then everyone benefits from it. And but they're kind of, you think about it in terms of like games, like they're, at least right now they're talking about inventory. So like what we'll be able to do is like, if you go back to that character file, we're going to add like an EVM section. So that will actually have the token bound stuff like what we just looked at. And then you'll be able to add a Solana section and a Bitcoin section, or any other chain if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And so from our protocol, our standpoint, treebeard.ai or redwood.ints would be able to have a Solana wallet and a Bitcoin wallet in addition to its main EVM wallet that we're doing most of our stuff with. So like it would have these checks and balances, like you'd be able to verify that treebeard.ai owns that Bitcoin wallet or owns that Solana wallet. Because what we'll do is we'll have an NFT that goes back to the EVM wallet, and then it links. Like Bitcoin and Solana, right, aren't necessarily being linked, but like the LLM can trace that flow, or GitHub can trace that flow through paths back. So you know that treebeard.ai owns those 3 wallets. And you could add 5 other EVM wallets if you wanted to. Like, so the way they're thinking about it right now, I think, is like, imagine an inventory section. You have all these, and you'll eventually be able to have like a Stripe integration, like you're going to enter your credit card information, or Coinbase Commerce. So imagine giving treebeard.ai a Coinbase Commerce inventory, or a Stripe credit card processing inventory, where it can go, do whatever you want it to, like non-crypto, but it also has crypto. And so for us, what we're trying to do is like, it has an integrated on-chain identity in our protocol, right? Like we know that like, if our protocol, like if let's say Temperate Forest is one of our insurance pools, and then we're going to agentify that. If we want it to go insure any temperate forest, any activity in our insurance ecosystem, in the endangered tokens ecosystem, it can identify, oh, I know that that's endangered tokens. I know it has this tokens in the wallet, and the insurance pool can fund those, like it can fund your token. So it's ensuring things in the protocol. It's not going to go insure every single ELIZA agent, right? It's not going to go insure every single virtuals or even try to. It's like, it's a very specific use case of like, we are insuring natural capital. And if endangered tokens is doing good stuff for natural capital and nature and ecosystems and biodiversity, our insurance pools will be able to fund that. And what happens is the whole protocol is putting stuff back into the insurance pools. It's like modeled after the water cycle. So that's the goal.
What happens is if like there is a transaction and like people are not kind of like agree with that transaction that an agent went through, like is there a way to dispute an agent transaction or something like that?
You'd be able to we're gonna have to watch the policy limit. So that's what we're calling them, as policies of like
in the server wallet.
Yeah. So, and basically I think we're gonna probably have two different levels of like, we're gonna have a TypeScript policy level, which is like before the transaction gets sent to the server wallet, like TypeScript, it'll type it and basically say, nope, that's not going to go to this. It's not even going to go to the server wallet. So it's like a first layer of protection that we can iterate on super fast. Like, oh, we want to increase that threshold. We want to be able to send this token. We want to spam, that token's a spam contract. We want to get rid of that. So like, we'll have the TypeScript policies, and then the server wallets will have like policies that are harder to change, and they require API calls to change, which isn't that big of a deal, but it's more of a pain in the ass. Like, so like we can adjust that. You could come to us and say, look, my LLM, my agent, I'm using OpenAI for treebeard.ai, and it fucking drained my wallet. Like it just like, excuse my language, but like it sent all my tokens, right? Like, and we're like, oh, okay, we have to change that TypeScript policy, and we'll change the Privy server wallet. And by the way, it doesn't have to be done on Privy server wallets. Like, we're building with them because they're supportive and they're pushing the edge of it. But you could eventually use Coinbase. I'm sure Coinbase is going to turn their MPC product into a server wallet. So, or they're going to open up their, they're going to have a server wallet type solution. So you'll be able to just, in our backend, right, you just configure your .in and you just run it on your own. You don't have to run it with us. If you run your agent right on our server, it's going to use that infrastructure. And it's all, the idea is all the transactions that the agents are doing are funding the whole system. It's just like a loop. So there's like a protocol fee that will be baked in. If like treebeard.ai sends redwood.ints whatever value, there's a little bit of a fee, protocol fee, that then goes to the insurance pools. And same thing, if it borrows, if it wins, if it stakes, and you're like, shit, I don't want to support insurance anymore. I want to just go run our own thing in endangered tokens. That's the cool thing about Eliza, is you just like go deploy it on your own server, go run it locally. Like, and we don't have control over the wallets. Like, treebeard.ai, right? I think it's still in like our wallet right now, but like we need to send that to you. And once we send that to you, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like, it's yours. Like, I don't have any control. Like, it's like your assets, and there is risk with the LLM, right? Like messing with the wallet balances. But the way I think about it, Ignacio, is that the agent account is like a checking account, and then the server wallet is, we're calling it a vault, is like a it's like a savings account. So like you give the agent has full control over its checking account, but then the server account, it has to come ask you, right? It has to come ask the endangered tokens community,
right?
And then you could put, so like for you, for example, like you could spin up endangered tokens vault, let's just say on our infrastructure, and you put redwoods, you put sequoia, you put white pine, you put Keole, you put all these different accounts, these agents in the server wallet. They all do their own thing, so it becomes a swarm.
Yeah.
But they can all share the assets in the endangered tokens vault.
Right.
So it becomes like super like, and then you as a person, right, or you as a team, your team has access both to the agents' accounts, the checking accounts, and the savings accounts of the whole thing. So that's the that's what we're building. That's the plan. And so it's just a matter of how fast we can do it. So.
No, I think we're going somewhere that's very interesting, and once we can like also include that with what we're trying to build in this decentralized application for tree verification, and then like each tree can have its own wallet, I think it's actually where we want to go. So it gets more scalability and autonomy for each region that's being, have its own endangered trees, like we can't like imagine like managing in a centralized way or just with a few wallets the whole stock of endangered trees of the world, for example. But if this can be a decentralized protocol that gets like automated by agents and also voted by the community about like what decisions these agents should be making, that makes a lot of sense in regards of the different like places where these endangered trees are, and these guardians that will be like protecting these species. So no, I think this type of thing can be very useful for our use case. So yeah, I'm glad building together, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the idea of like your individual tree level is like super compelling, and then by species, right, of like .ints, right, and then like your whole, and you've talked a lot about gaming. So that's what's awesome about Eliza is kind of that inventory concept. It's a basic gaming concept of like how many swords and shields do I have, and how much iron and metal do I have to make a sword and a shield. And so they're kind of like building on that gaming. And so like you would be able to like, even if we're doing something one way, you use the same format, same technology to do it your way. And like, and it could still use the same infrastructure, or it can use other infrastructure. So it'd be up to you,
Okay, so I need to run, but for next, I have the task of at least running it like common ELIZA on my local computer with tribute character file. That's my kind of like homework that I want to have, and hopefully try to get into also the ensure ELIZA and run that, like maybe so we can set up the wallet to the agent eventually.
So what I would do there is you could start to think about that Google Doc I shared. You could take that, put your Treebeard stuff into it, or take the fields from that Google Doc, either way, and just start to put some of those fields in there. And then like you can go to the contract address, get the token ID, go to tokenbound.org and get the tokenbound account. You can also do that on OpenSea or Rarible. Just click the little @ symbol in the top of the NFT. But I'll get you a better template, and you'll be able to, but start thinking about purpose of like redwood, right?
Yeah,
how you explain the location. Yeah. Like, and then like in like locations too, like you could say like redwood.ints or in, we want to use a GeoJSON file. We want to use like a natural language description, bioregion type thing.
Another thing, like how can you kind of like upload a book to the knowledge of the agent?
So you can just reference the book. What's cool, like if you reference the title of the book and the author, the LLM will just like, you don't need to give it the whole book. It will kind of like knows like.
It is an old book though. It's a 1998, like the whole IUCN red list for trees. So it's actually the database that we're looking for the agent to know. So it knows exactly like all the endangered trees in the world. So by IUCN, at least by 1998. I don't know if they have. I think they haven't yet launched the newer version. But yeah, like I think it should be able to also upload like files, right?
There's a knowledge to folder plugin that you can use, and there's some other ones. If you go to Eliza's GitHub, or if you just pull the upstream on your cursor, you can do what we did last week, where you just select that repo, select those plugins, and just ask. I don't know of anyone particular that searches books right now, but Reality Spirals might have something in the works. There's some other groups that might have something in the works. And the cool thing about Eliza, if it's not, you just build it. Eliza is built on providers, actions, and evaluators. So you basically say, okay, we're going to provide it with the book. It's going to take this action on the book, and we're going to evaluate whether or not it gave us the book back in the way we want. And then what's cool is if you got that built, we can add that as a plugin. I'll just add that tag to our character file, right? Or like you can do, so like anyone who builds a plugin, you can just start adding it back into the, it becomes like this merged, like, oh, I don't want that plugin to work. Like, but I want to, let's say I want to use that like tree book on one character, like, or 5 characters, then I would just line item that plugin there. So
cool. Okay, I need to run, but this have been amazing as well. Again, a lot of information and a lot of learning from your own experience. So let's keep building, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like the cool thing, like I've said this before, but the cool thing for me is like this vision of like Web3 originally was like decentralized and polycentric. Like, right, once we give you the ints contract, and once you give Redwood ints or Redwood's location ints to someone, like it just like it's totally decentralized. It's like it's no longer, it's not Basin, it's not Citus, it's not endangered tokens. It's like and like same with John's solar contract or Monty and those guys .refi contract. Like it creates all these nodes where everyone can do their own stuff. And the idea being is that like if you build a cool plugin, you push it upstream. If we build something, we push it upstream. Like so that's it's exciting. Thanks for your time and great questions and nice work on Cursor. You got it installed.
Yeah, you gave me some few things that now I got it better. The composer and the agent, I love that. I need to fix, this is still stuck in the repo, but anyway, thank you for your time as well. But I just noticed like I'm using the same t-shirt that John was using the last, like is the F Denver 2022 t-shirt. He was using it in the last live, and I'm using it the same now.
Cool.
But anyway, okay, man, I need to run.
Right.
But
yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Live, so you can say goodbye to the listeners. So
okay,
goodbye.
Sounds good, Nacho. Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks.
How do I?
Cool. Well, thanks for everyone for watching. That's fun stuff. I know we got in the weeds there, but that's kind of what it takes to do this stuff. I think that's why we're broadcasting it. All this stuff is open source. You can build on it, do what you want with it. Ping me, DM me on Twitter, Timo Industries, or Telegram, same thing, or LinkedIn, whatnot. Thomas Morgan, full name. Ping me publicly, whatever. If you have questions about like how to build, things you want to build, plugins, how does Eliza work? What is it? What is insurance? What is natural capital? What are the 14 different ecosystems? The 19 core benefits, or we call them stocks and flows of natural capital. What are those? Just ping me and we'll do a session. We don't have to do programming. I think what we're going to start doing is just like every couple days, just doing this live in the different channels and different places because it's fun. And I'm personally learning a lot from some of the other streams I've been watching with Shaw, with Eliza, and Sweetman.eth. He's doing a bunch of stuff with Coinbase and their on-chain agent kit. So I think the more people that do these streams, the more everyone learns, the faster it goes. But thanks for watching.